What up everyone, Martina here, and today we're making two portal-inspired bookends that light up in the dark.
So I printed this out and for some reason, I don't know why, something happened to the print, so I just have to clean up those lines a bit.
So I'm basically going to use a combination of the two most common portal game symbols out there, the portal itself and the person jumping through the portals. When I had those lines cleaned up, I could go ahead and cut them out to make the stencils.
I think I'm just gonna take this piece and cut it right across with a jigsaw because I'm gonna continue on to the scroll saw and it will just be a mess with this large piece. We often get comments like, I can't make this project because you use so many power tools, or the power tools you use are super expensive and I can't afford that. Well, very often you can replace the power tools with hand tools instead, such as in this case you can replace the scroll saw with a copying saw instead. And so I will be using this for the remaining cutting so that I can demonstrate that this is perfectly possible and you can get the same result with a bit more effort and time.
As for painting these shapes, I simply used acrylic paints as they're cheap, accessible, and has nice coverage. I'm just gonna mix up an orange and a blue that resembles the LED wires I'll use later. Yes, I know that the portals in the portal games don't actually look like mirrors, but I wanted to do something more fancy than just painting the inside of the portal a single color, and less fancy than trying to create the illusion of the other side of the portal, so I landed on using mirror film on top of an oval piece of acrylic instead. At least that adds some dimension and detail to the piece. The way I apply this is by spraying the acrylic with some soapy water, and after removing the plastic on the mirror film we can place the sticky side over the soapy surface and then use a squeegee to squeeze out all the air bubbles and make it nice and smooth. The base of the bookends will be made out of wood, and as usual it's almost impossible to find any other wood than pine wood here. I'll cut this plank into 4 smaller and 2 larger pieces, and with 2 of the smaller ones I'll cut a hole in the middle to fit the battery pack later.
So the camera died during the last clip, but luckily I didn't do anything fancy. All I did was I took that piece that I had cut the hole out of and glued that to the top one. So now I have 2 of them.
Now I had to make space for the battery pack, which was just 2mm too large to fit perfectly. But that was fine, I got the chance to actually try and chisel something. I obviously didn't really care what it ended up looking like, as long as it could fit the battery pack. And as usual, you can find a list to all the materials and tools I used in this project below, as well as the links to all the items. Now for the final touches, adding some wood stain because, well, I really don't like that pine wood look, and then assembling it all. Remember, hot glue is the best friend you can have when it comes to DIY projects. Thank you all for watching. If you like these kinds of nerdy projects, subscribe to the channel and maybe leave a like. Another thanks to our Patreon supporters, you guys are awesome. See you in the next one, bye!